would anticipate doing that. I have not yet done that. I would anticipate the process that I followed last time to be similar to the process that I follow this time.
You talked about what you're looking for in a new coach. Somebody matches your personality, whatever.
I don't know if that's a good thing
well,
or a bad thing, but somebody who matches Iowa's way,
yeah.
which generally has consistency with how I am as an individual as well.
What about style of play?
Style of play?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to read too much into your question.
Up-tempo.
Okay.
Entertaining.
More entertaining. Well, that's making the assumption that Todd's style is not entertaining, and I disagree with that. What I agree with is that we have not yet reached the potential that I've seen Todd's teams play at. I've watched Todd's teams play very exciting basketball. I've watched other coaches who run a similar type program, some in our conference, who I very much enjoy watching. So I'll push back a little bit and say I don't agree with the assumption that Todd's style isn't exciting. I do agree that we haven't been exciting to watch, especially this past season. Well, really, yet. We haven't. We've had moments, but we haven't done it consistently. So, am I looking for someone who can run exciting basketball? The answer is yes. But I'm not willing to concede that Todd's style and his approach is not exciting.
After the last coaching change, at least from the outside looking in, 9 players left, and a lot of them said or hinted that it was because they either had disagreements with Coach Lickliter about the style of play or about their role on the team. What do you do for the players that are here, which you've said you really like, to make sure that they stay here?
Well, at the end of the day, I can't force anybody to stay that doesn't want to stay. What I want to do is impress upon them that this is a great place. They've agreed to come to a wonderful place. We're going to go out and find a coach that takes their skills and their talents and meshes well, with the university and with their goals and their desires. And that's the best that I can do. Turnover in student athletes, when you do change coaches, is always a possibility. I would love to minimize that in this case. We're going to do the best we can to accomplish that.
How much did this decision so quickly? Did you just come to the conclusion that Todd Lickliter wasn't the guy who can get a Big Ten program? Because he came from a mid-major. Wasn't the guy who could get a Big Ten program up to where you want it to be?
It sounds like there's some loaded definitions in that question. First of all, define quickly. I don't know what you would define quickly. 3 years. Oh, 3 years in terms of years.
Yeah,
okay.
In terms of him only being here 3 years.
Thanks. I'm glad I got that clarification. I am not at all willing to say that Todd is not capable of running a Big Ten program. What I am saying is that in this case, at this point in time and with the circumstances we had here, it didn't work out. As I said when I started, I think he's a terrific coach. I think he has great values and core values and ethics. I don't know if it would work some other place in some other circumstance, but I'm not willing to say that a coach, including Todd, couldn't be successful coming from the pattern and background that he had, because I still today am surprised it didn't work, believed it was going to work. That's why I hired him.
How much did player retain?
Last Thursdays, you didn't appear at his press conference, and assumed at that point that maybe he was in the hot seat then. What do you say to those people who maybe think that you purposely stayed away from his press conference at the game?
Well, Scott, you brought up that earlier in the year I said this, I said this, I said this, and one of the dangers of that is I really mean it when I say I'm not done evaluating a season until the season's over. And I'm pretty certain that if I would have gone to the press conference, you all would have desired for me to make final statements right after that game. And I wasn't done with my evaluation. Now, to your question, I probably could have gone to the press conference and just said, I'm not done with my evaluation. And then you would have read, not you personally, but people would have read into that. So no matter what I did, people were going to read into it. I made the decision. There were all sorts of rumors circulating that day about Todd resigning or something related to his health. I just told Phil, I said, Phil, please tell everybody that those rumors aren't true, and then share with them this statement. And the statement I made was how I felt. And I knew that there was a desire to somehow evaluate the program right after the Michigan game, and I wasn't done with my evaluation.
Have you looked?
You said earlier that we had to have all hands on deck to overcome what was wrong. Were some of the players not on deck? Was that the conclusion that came to?
You know, I said at one point, there's certainly a desire to figure out why this didn't work. You know, whose fault is it? And I mean what I say. Blame some of it on me. Blame some of it on Todd. Dumb luck, whatever it is. I'm not comfortable in going through my entire process and saying, here's what I found. Here's exactly how I came to my final determination. I think you know, there are parts of an evaluation that do deserve to remain private. But I just felt like all those three things, the record, the overall record, the competitiveness or lack thereof, the deep hole I think we've dug in attendance and financially, I just made the decision that we weren't prepared to go from year 3 to year 4 and take those things on.
Thinking that you missed, I guess, with the first hire, you have to change